welcome. Um, can someone tell me, is my audio and video okay? Am I audible? Am I visible to you guys? Namaste, Norena. Namaste. And thank you for the confirmation. I am so glad to have you. Hi, April. Thank you for the confirmation and thank you for being here. Okay, so it seems like there are many new people here as well. So I would love to know who all are first timers and who all are um, a bit more experienced with these lives, as in who have been here before. So, yeah. Are you a first timer? Okay, April, you are a first timer. Norena, Beth. Okay, so there are so many new people here, and I'm so glad to have you, join me here. So I will like brief you a little bit about what this life is going to be about and like who am I? Okay, a little bit about that. Hi, Gina. Hello, hello. Welcome. Okay, so about me, I am Anisha Maheshwari and I have been on Insight Timer for 2 years. And I have like 6 courses here and more than 30 tracks here. Good morning, Alina. Good morning. I'm so glad to have people join back and also new people joining here. Okay, so yeah. So I usually work with people who have low self-esteem and I help them, befriend themselves and become their best self through my private coaching, through my group coaching program, as well as I have recently also started offering personalized meditation. So we get on a one-on-one call and I listen to your struggles and your desires and everything, and then I create a meditation for you on the spot. So that's something I have started doing. So if you guys want to check out my offering, you can check that out in the link in my profile or you can message me. I would love to chat with you. Okay, so that's a little bit about me. Coming to these lives. So the live name is Wheel of Wisdom, and we are going to, in this live, our intention is to receive a message, a divine message that we need to hear right now. So, based on whatever you are going through in your life, whatever struggles you are going through, or whatever goal you are pursuing. So, based on your current life situation, we open ourselves to receive a message that fits our situation. And also, I not only like we receive it and we are done with it, we also do an activity or exercise or a practice to go with that. So how it like unfolds, how these live unfolds is how firstly we do a meditation. So to settle in, to ground, to center, and to open ourselves and to feel connected with each other as well. So depending on different elements. Um, that I feel called to include in the meditation. And then after that I have like a wheel. Okay, so on that I have yeah, on this wheel I have like the names of 17 books. 17 because I started my journey from 2017. So since then I have read like over 80 books or something. So I have, and as I read them I actually made notes of for some of those. I actually made notes of what I found insightful, what practices, hit me the most and everything. So now when we rotate the wheel and, magically a name of a book appears, a book that we all, um, you know, a message from the book that we all want to receive. So that book is chosen randomly, magically, divinely, whatever you want to call it. And then we go through my notes from that book and I then intuitively choose, like I scroll on those notes and I intuitively choose a message, a last few lines from that book that I think that I feel that, everyone else want to hear. So that is also random, or magical. So Yeah, and then we go through a practice either from the book, or if I feel inspired, then I direct a meditation, I guide a meditation. So that's how this is going to proceed. So, are you guys ready? We always start with a meditation. So, are you guys ready for a meditation? Type ready or meditation if you are ready to dive in. Okay. I'm glad, Norina, you are so excited. Beth, wow. I love, how these first timers are so excited, and also the previous ones. Okay, Caitlin Lojo, welcome back. Hi. Okay. April says, let's go. Yeah, let's go. Okay. So take a comfortable position. You can either sit, stand, or lie down, whatever feels more comfortable to you. You might notice some external sounds or anything else in your body that is grabbing your attention, and that's okay. We don't need a perfectly quiet place, whether within or whether in an environment, to practice. So, first, we will use these to connect with our environment even better. So, become mindful of the sounds around you, noticing the sounds in your room. It can be the sound of my voice or the sound of your breath. It's okay if distant sounds are more louder. So, you can also shift your attention or expand your awareness to the sounds around you. So, maybe noticing the sounds of the traffic or the sounds of the birds. You don't need to chase out for a sound. Let them come to you, and let these sounds be a means to present moment. Being present through the awareness of sounds. Now, if you haven't already, then I invite you to either close your eyes or lower your gaze, just to limit visual distraction. Now, place a hand on your heart. You can place any one of your hands, feeling the weight of your hand on your chest, connecting to the warmth of this contact. Notice if you can feel your heartbeats. Your heart is saying, I beat for you. And right now, you are here for your heart. Your heart carries connection, emotions, and your deepest desires. So, today we are going to listen to our hearts. See, right now, can you also hear your heart? You don't have to pressurize yourself in any way. Just be open to listening to our heart. And if you cannot hear, can you have an intention that may I be open to my heart's whispers? We often ignore these whispers in the loud noise of our minds or in the hustle and bustle of our environment. So, if you are willing, you can repeat after me. May I be open to my heart's whispers. May I be open to my heart's whispers. May I be open to my heart's whispers. And now, just sitting with your hand on your heart for the next few moments. Just breathing with the heart and being open that in this session we are going to hear what we need most and what we need to hear most. Now, whenever you feel ready, you can say goodbye to your heart. Goodbye just for now. Don't worry, we are going to stay connected with our hearts throughout this session. So, goodbye, just because we are about to end this meditation. Beautiful. Now you can gently lower your hands, and whenever you feel ready, you can gently open your eyes, connecting back with the environment around you. Feel free to hydrate yourself, to stretch, to wiggle, whatever you want to do, to just come back. So, how are you feeling? If anyone feel called to, you guys can share your experience. What came up for you and how are you feeling after it? Do you feel more connected or peaceful or centered or anything like that? Okay. Narayana says, had flutters of heat and light dancing around my head and forehead. Okay, thank you for sharing that pure sensations because oftentimes we usually just label them as good and bad, and we rarely, take our time to just feel whatever it is instead of just getting lost in the labels of whether this is a pleasant feeling or an unpleasant feeling. So, thank you for sharing that, Norena. And it's okay, whatever happens, happens. We are not trying to have a positive experience, or we are not also trying to avoid a negative experience. It's just what is happening for us right now, and it is happening in the present moment. So, this is an opportunity to connect with that present moment. Kerry says, definitely more peaceful and centered. Thank you. Thank you, Kerry, for tuning in and for sharing your experience. I'm glad that you're feeling that way. Okay, so that was our starting meditation. So now that people are feeling more centered and more open, we are going to move to the second act of this live session, a fun game. And here we go. Let me zoom in a little bit. Okay. April says, a nice release of tension and stiffness that I have been battling in my neck. Peaceful. Yeah, usually we carry these tension, all the stress and everything, all the emotions are just stuck in some or other part of our body because they are our physiological reactions. So yeah, usually stress goes in this area, neck and shoulders and everything. So I'm glad that you got that release, April. Okay, thank you for sharing, guys. I appreciate it. Okay, so now okay, can you guys I know you cannot read it, but can you see the wheel? Because I'm going to read it for you. So this is the wheel. It has names of the books. I don't know if it is inverter or something for you guys. But we are going to I'm going to click it and the wheel is going to rotate and it is going to pick a book for us, a piece of wisdom that we need to hear right now. We all need to hear. Okay, so when I will click this and the wheel will rotate, So at that time, I invite all of you to again place a hand on your heart, because as we said that we are not going to say goodbye forever for with our like to our hearts. We're going to reconnect. So yeah, so while I am like rotating the wheel is being rotated. Then you can place a hand again on your heart and just either repeat the affirmation that I'm open to hearing my heart whispers, or any other intention, or just breathe deeply, whatever you feel called to. Okay. So now I'm going to rotate the wheel. Okay. So I will read the name of the book. I don't know if you could see it or not. So the book for today is something, the lines from the book that we need to hear today. So the book name is You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. Okay. So I think like it is she is very famous and the book is like very well known. And I could see some excitement in people. So Norena, Elena. So yeah, I think you guys are familiar with that book. So yeah, she has like done some amazing work with self-love and mirror work and things like that, affirmations. So let's see. So yeah, today we are going to read few lines from that book. Whatever, universe want all of us to receive. So that also we are going to do randomly. And yeah, hopefully because the her work is usually about self-love and affirmations and stuff like that. So we're going to receive some love today from the universe, from the divine, from whatever you believe in, from God. Okay. So let's see what comes up. So let me like open the book. Um, Excited, guys? What message does universe want you to hear? Okay. Thank you, Alina, for sharing your excitement. I appreciate it really. Okay. So now I'm going to like, these are my notes. I'm going to scroll them. Okay. And wherever I intuitively feel like this is something that you all, and including me also, so that we all want to hear, that we all need to hear. So let's do this. So the line goes like, our experiences are just outer effects of inner thoughts. Our experiences are just outer effects of inner thoughts. Even self hatred is only hating a thought that you have about yourself, hating a thought that you have about yourself. Okay? You have a thought that says, I am a bad person. This thought produces a feeling, and you buy into the feeling. However, if you don't have the thought, you won't have the feeling. The innermost belief for everyone I have worked with is always, I am not good enough. We often add to that and say, and I don't do enough, or I don't deserve. Does this sound like you? Before I read like more, so does this sound like you? Do you have this belief that, I'm a bad person, I don't have enough, I don't do enough, I am not good enough, or, I don't deserve good things in life? So Kerry says definitely. Yeah, and I too also have this belief in some or other form, or in fact, like all of the beliefs in like some are more loud and some are more subtle, or some are more weak compared to others. So yeah, Norina says yes. And yeah, we all have these beliefs that are kind of in a way running our lives. So yeah, so continuing. Um I love this. Okay, so she says, if this sounds like you, so often saying or implying or feeling that you are not good enough. So if that happens for you, the question she asks is, you are not good enough, right? But for whom? For whom you are not good enough? According to whose standards are you not good enough? I want you to take a moment and sit with it. That, okay, I do feel that I'm not good enough, but I'm not good enough to who? To whom I'm not good enough? To whose standards I don't feel good enough? Usually, Narana says only my own standards. Yes, so that is so true because, and from whom you have learned these standards, Narena? Elena says inner critic. So, Elena, when your inner critic is active, can you hear someone else voice in that inner critic? When that inner critic speaks to you, does it resembles anyone from your life in your past who used to criticize yourself? Terry says, so like when I asked who standards or to whom, Kerry says my own, of course, but also societies and my parents. Yeah, so the thing is that to elaborate on this, the thing is that all these standards, usually in my work with my clients, when I usually ask my clients that what does good enough mean? What are those standards according to which you are judging yourself? And when they start naming those standards, initially they would not be able to name them because we never actually looked into those standards exactly what are those, rules and guidelines and everything. So there's this feeling of not feeling good enough. But when we do start to look at those standards, we often realize that those are very unrealistic. Because, okay, okay, let me ask you this. Instead of telling you the answer, let me invite you to reflect on this that, hmm, how do I phrase it? So these standards based on which you judge yourself, whether you are good enough or not, does these same standards apply to others also in your life? Do you also judge them that whether they are good enough or not based on those standards? Narina says, yes, sometimes I do. Okay. And, hmm. And what is the impact of that on your relationship with them, on how they then end up behaving towards you or in that situation when you judge them based on those standards? How do you think they feel when you judge them based on those standards? So let me repeat my question again. So when you do judge them based on those standards, those very same standards, then what do you think they might feel when you judge them? And then how do they end up behaving when you judge them and, communicate that judgment to them? And how does it impact the relationship between you two? Okay. So Kerry says absolutely not, not even a little bit. So yeah. So one insight at this point is that sometimes, in fact, most times, and most people, not most people, okay, just people, okay. So sometimes people don't judge others as harshly, don't have those unrealistic high expectations for others as they place upon themselves. They don't place that kind of a pressure or a burden on others. And, we have these kind of double standards in terms of, how we are going to treat our loved ones and others in our life, and how and it's not that, you don't judge them by those high standards because you don't want good for them. So if you have a loved one, of course you want them to be successful, to be healthy, to feel loved and everything, right? All those same things that you want for yourself. But we don't judge them that harshly in terms of, those standards, but we do ourselves. So why? And why can't we also be a little bit more kinder to ourselves that we are to them? Second thing, following with Norina, as she said that she has the same standards for others, which is also a possibility. So Norina says that they retaliate. I realize that my love is conditional and it hurts them to do. I have um I have reframed my beliefs. So exactly, when we place judgments or criticism on ourselves or on others, it do not it would not have a positive impact in the long term, even if you think that it would have an impact on yourself or on others. Like they might end up doing the behavior that you think that that you wanted them to do, or you might end up doing the behavior that you wanted to do, because of the judgment, because of the criticism. But with others, there is going to be, resistance or that resentment, or they might feel hurt, and all those things. So you know we don't want others to do anything for us out of pressure or out of fear, right? We want them to do things for us, or in general out of love, right? We want them to act out of love and not out of pressure and fear and everything. So there are nicer ways to communicate how we want how we would like to how we would like them to behave, compared to criticizing and judgment and everything. So that's what happens when we are having those. And there is nothing wrong with high standards, okay? Even it doesn't mean that, if we are being compassionate, it doesn't mean that we don't have high standards. Even research studies shows that people who are compassionate, who are self-compassionate, also have the same high standards as those who have, high self-criticism. But the way in which they apply that is different. So what I was talking about, just a second. Yeah, so there is this. So it is not going to bear fruits in the of love. There is going to be resentment. And with ourselves also, we think that we can criticize ourselves or judge ourselves, and then we can make ourselves do certain things. But in the long term, it is not going to work. And actually, it instills in us fear of failure. Because we know that, you know, and it like leads to all these problems, procrastination, fear of failure, perfectionism, and everything. Because we know that if we fail at this, then our self critic or that inner critic or that judgmental mind is going to eat us up. That, I told you, Anisha, you're not capable enough. You would never be able to be amount to anything. You would never succeed in your life, and all of those things that inner critic says. And I know the very, very dialogue because I used to be my own worst critic, and now I am like much, much more self-compassionate, and it has been a journey. And I also help people with that, befriending themselves and everything. So in my private coaching sessions. So like if you guys would like to delve deep, then you are welcome to, text me and we can connect and have a session or something. Okay. But for now, um, there is like all that I want to say that, criticizing ourselves or judging ourselves is not going to work in long term. And those standards, we need to first look at them, make them realistic, and also make the way in which we apply them more kind to make them work. Yeah, no, Rena, it is a cycle, definitely. Okay, Kerry says, thank you for that, an important realization. I am so glad that, we were able to work on that, both Norena, Kerry, and everyone else. Okay, Eva says, hi everyone, just join in. Thank you, Eva, for joining in. I am loving having you again and again in our lives, and it's a pleasure to have you. Okay, so yeah, Eva, we just read the lines from the book You Can Heal Your Life by Louis Hay. And yeah, we were just discussing about self-love and having those beliefs of I'm not good enough and stuff like that. And we haven't yet done any practice on anything. We will look into that. So you still have something valuable, and also those of you who have joined late. So you guys can message me, or you guys can check in the link in my profile. I have a free community and you guys can join in. I daily post, like, after each live, I post a summary and highlights and task and, the excerpts from the book, the paragraph from the book. And also like the whole recording of the lives. So if you missed it, you guys are welcome to join my community and I would love to have you. Mhm. Okay. So Narayana says, yes, because I'm causing hurt and I internalize it. Exactly. Yes, because you will realize if we do a lot of work on it, then you would end up realizing that all those standards, or even that voice of inner critic, might not be your own. It might have been internalized from the environment. And we don't want to carry anything that is no longer serving us, right? We don't want that. Okay, so Caitlin says, I started using affirmations to try to counteract some of these thoughts. They help me a lot, but you have to find the right wording that really resonates with you so you feel and believe them, not just some woo stuff that doesn't make sense to you, lol. Exactly. So I also tried affirmations. For me, it didn't work out because of the same reason. Um, I listen to just random affirmations, but it usually helps when we go through the work, when we find what affirmations are believable and what suits when sorry and what suits our exact limiting belief, and not just listening to a bunch of positive and loving affirmations. Of course, it is better than listening to um you know consuming all the negative, not helpful stuff. But yeah, what works is targeting exactly what is blocking us, and for each individual, it is different, it is unique. And yes, and yet the common beliefs are the same beliefs that I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I'm not deserving, or I am unlovable. So these are the kind of beliefs that are common. I also have like a course on beliefs. It's named Identifying Your Limiting Beliefs. So master your mindset, identifying your limiting beliefs. So you guys can check that out. To like identify what is it exactly that is limiting you, what are that exact limiting beliefs that you have in your life, in different areas of your life, about yourself. So yeah, thank you, Caitlin, for sharing that, and you are absolutely right. Okay, before moving on, I will just drink some water. Hmm. It is also getting a little bit cold here, so I am shivering a little bit in between. Okay. Uh, okay, let me see. Yeah, so we will do a practice now. Mm, Let me open the, practice thing, and then we can do a practice. Randomly, we can choose that. I have a lot of notes from this book. Hmm. Okay. Thank you, Narana. Okay, okay, just give me a second to grab my jacket. Okay. Thank you for allowing me to do so. Thank you. See, you guys are so sweet and so, loving. Why can't you just redirect it to yourself, Just give yourself some of that warmth. Love you guys. Okay. So, let's do a practice. Narana is laughing. Yeah, it sometimes becomes so difficult to give ourselves that same compassion that we give others, so freely. We are so understanding of others. We are so loving toward others. And when it comes to ourselves, we just say the meanest thing to ourselves, right? I hope that I'm able to guide some people to that journey and just make them more kinder towards themselves. Yeah. Okay. So let's see what practice we can do. Hmm. Okay, let me choose a practice randomly only. Hmm. Let the universe and the divine just choose what we need to work upon today. Mhm. Okay, we have a practice. So it is an affirmation. So maybe I can I can guide you through another meditation, like a mini one, and in that we can like insert that affirmation, because usually meditation brings us in the right mindset. So what do you say? Are you guys up for another meditation, Or should I just repeat the affirmation and you can repeat that? So type meditation if you are up for it. And if you just want the affirmation, type affirmation. Okay. Okay, meditation. Okay. We have some very committed people. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to guide you all through a meditation. Thank you, Kerry, Norena, Caitlin, Emma, and April. Thank you so much for your vote. So, huh, majority wins. Let's do this. So, take a comfortable position again. Feel free to either sit, stand, or lie down. Look around you and just notice what is present right now in your room or in your space. You might even notice things that you haven't paid attention to before, that you didn't knew were there. So take your time to explore your space. Looking at the objects placed near you, looking at the surface you are sitting, standing, or lying down on. If you can't look at it, you can alternatively feel it. And now that we are connected with our environment, I invite you to gently either close your eyes or lower your gaze, turning our attention inwards, feeling the surface beneath you, feeling supported by Mother Earth. Grounding yourself through your feet or through any other part of your body touching the ground. And now that you feel more grounded, I invite you to place a hand on your heart. You can either place one hand or both hands, whatever feels most comfortable to you. Feeling the rhythm of your heart beating, caring and supporting your whole body by pumping blood to all the vital organs of this sacred body. And each time the heart pumps blood to all the cells of your body, let the affirmation that we are going to say flow to each part of your body with each beat, with each pump of the blood. So, I invite you to now repeat after me to yourself that I forgive you. I forgive you for not being the way I wanted you to be. I forgive you and I set you free. One more time. I forgive you for not being the way I wanted you to be. I forgive you and I set you free. One last time, truly connecting and feeling this wish and affirmation reaching all parts of you. I forgive you for not being the way I wanted you to be. I forgive you and I set you free. And now I invite you to place one of your hand behind, sorry, in between your other hands, like this. You can open your eyes to see and place your other hand on the other hand's shoulder. Again, place your one hand in between and your other hand on your other shoulder. Again, I invite you to close your eyes and comfort yourself. You can rock yourself, you can squeeze yourself, You can tap your hand on your shoulder, whatever you want to do, as I keep on repeating those affirmations. I forgive you for not being the way I wanted you to be. I forgive you and I set you free. I forgive you for not being the way I wanted you to be. I forgive you and I set you free. You don't need to repeat these affirmations after me. You can just listen to them and just comfort yourself in any way that feels most comfortable to you. I forgive you for not being the way I wanted you to be. I forgive you and I set you free. I forgive you for not being the way I wanted you to be. I forgive you and I set you free. I forgive you for not being the way I wanted you to be. I forgive you and I set you free. One last time, I forgive you for not being the way I wanted you to be. I forgive you and I set you free. Now, if you feel comfortable, you can gently lower your hands, taking a deep breath in and out. Again, deep breath in and out. Taking another deep breath in, and with the out breath, letting go of this practice. Whenever you feel ready, you can gently open your eyes. You can stretch yourself or just hydrate yourself, whatever you need to do to come back. Thank you, Narena. Thank you, Elena. I am so glad to see that it is resonating with so many of you. Thank you, Eva. Thank you so much for all the hearts and all the messages here. if anyone would like to share their experience, they are welcome to. And if not, then that's okay. I appreciate, you know, all these emojis and hearts because sometimes it's we don't feel like saying the words and just expressing our feelings, so that's okay. Caitlin says, feeling melty and delicious right now. That was very relaxing for me. Thank you so much for sharing that, Caitlin. And yeah, it we all were practicing together and it was very relaxing for me as well. I love, how this platforms gives me an opportunity to be so authentic because yeah, while guiding the meditation, I did had a little bit misstep that I want to admit. So I was not able to remember the word for this, armpits. And I like English is not my first language. So I was like, what is the word? What is the word for that? And I was not able to guide you, and I had to make you guys like open your eyes when I didn't wanted you to. But despite that, I am so glad that you guys had like such a nice experience. And thank you so much for all the continuous hearts. I really appreciate it. And I am so glad to be in the presence of all of you. Thank you so much for being here, really. Thank you, Norena. Yeah, and a little hug for you too. Okay, yeah, and if you guys like really, resonated with the practice, then as I mentioned, I have a recording of these things. So, um, if you join the free community, then you will have the access, or if you can message me, I will, share the recording and everything, or the link to the community and everything, so you guys can repeat it. And yeah, okay, Caitlin says it all worked out. And and I so appreciate how your brain works to translate to English for all of this years. Yeah, it is sometimes difficult when I'm not when I'm especially in the meditation, I don't want to break the flow. And thank you for appreciating that. But yeah, sometimes just comes in a flow. So thank you. Oh, thank you so much, Narana. That is so very sweet of you. I am so grateful for the donations. Really, they just help me do these lives more often and, just put in all the work and everything. And thank you for making me feel valued. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Eva says it was amazing. No worries. Thank you, Eva, for sharing your experience. I always love hearing about it. And thank you for all the continuous hearts. I love you all. Mhm. Thank you so much, Narena. And I am sending you so much love and so much light as well. Um, okay, so let's see. Hmm. Would you guys, so I let you be the judge of it. So would you guys like me to continue and maybe read some more lines? Not practice, but maybe read some more lines, or should we end the live here now? Because we have done what we planned for, but we still can do more if you guys want to. I can read few lines if you want. Thank you so much for all the hearts. I am so loving this. Thank you. It just thank you so 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 much. Really. Okay, Jeffrey says more reading, please. I am so loving this. Yeah, I also don't feel like leaving right now. And I'm glad to like be in the space right now. It is so fulfilling. I am feeling so fulfilled right now because of you guys, each one of you. So thank you, Eva, Jeffrey, Norena, Teres, Teresa, or Teres. I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. Sorry. You can correct me. So, Caitlin says, I'm always up for some Louis Hay quotes. That was too exciting when the book was chosen. Yeah, yeah, it is wonderful. There is so much wisdom and so much wonderful work, work out there. And sometimes we all feel like somewhat overwhelmed to read a whole book. So that's why I decided to like do this in bite-sized pieces. And I cannot believe that I like since the meditation, the hearts are going just bonkers. And I am so, so grateful for each one of you who is expressing gratitude and love through this, heart symbol. I am so, so grateful for all of you. I know, we all want to support each other and just encourage each other. So, yeah, thank you so much. Um, okay, Jude says, thank you, Anisha. The affirmations were very moving. Yeah, they were so amazing, so beautifully worded. Yeah, Louis, Louis Hay, the credit goes to her. And even the universe that maybe, put these affirmations in her mind. Because I always think that, with creatives, it's not just the little mind, but something larger. Thank you. Okay, Noira says this morning while driving to work, I was thinking about Louise Hay's dream about her work being part of the school curriculum, and I thought, how do we do this? Oh, wow, then you were meant to be here, Lorena. You were meant to be here, Lorena. And yeah, and not her only her work, of course, her work is amazing. I think that so many beautiful piece of work is out there, and usually in school we are not taught, at least in my country, in India, we're not taught how to love ourselves, how to learn emotion regulation, learn all of you know all of how to be with our inner world, manage our inner world, love ourselves. And that is so important in our lives, because our perception of it is what matters the most, not what happened to us. So yeah, it would be a different world if at a younger age we all get access to such beautiful wisdom, right? Okay, so let me read another line, another other set of lines. Okay, and yeah, before I do that, because new people have joined, so I want to like let you guys all know that I do these wheel of wisdom thing like on alternative days. So I'm doing it very more frequently. So I have another one coming up day after tomorrow. So, yeah, so you guys are welcome to join me. And you are also welcome to work one on one with me as well. You can message me or check out my offerings in the link in my bio. And I have a free community. You can join that. I'm going to post everything that we do in the live. So I'm going to post the highlights, the summary, the tasks, the affirmations, and everything. In fact, for today, especially, I'm going to create like a screensaver and I'm going to post it there with the information that we just did today. And yeah, and I'm hoping that you are going to be able to carry that with you after that, also, like after this live, also. And I'm going to post a recording as well so you can do the meditation again. So I don't want to like gatekeep anything. So if you guys want to join, you can message me or just check it out in the link in my profile. Yeah, we should. Yeah, I just think that would be so amazing, really. Narina, you had a wonderful, beautiful thought, and that is going to raise everyone's consciousness, that's for sure. Mm. Okay, let's let's see. And maybe since Eva said we should manifest it, maybe if you guys are up to it, we can together, like we are a group of 84 people right now, and our thoughts are powerful. So maybe we can just place a hand on our hearts and let this intention into the universe. Who knows, you know, what impact it might have. So if you guys are open to it, you can place a hand on your heart and just repeat, may the younger generation receive all the wisdom that is going to benefit them in their lives. May the younger generation receives the wisdom that is going to benefit them in their lives. May the younger generation receives the wisdom that is going to benefit them in their lives. You can lower your hands now. I didn't like made a very specific affirmation or intention, but just a more general one so everyone can resonate with it and just wish, something beneficial to everyone. Okay, Narina, that's okay. Nature's call, right? Yeah, we just, we just send out a wish, an affirmation, a manifestation, whatever you want to call it, into the universe that what you wanted, Narina, what you were hoping that, may the younger generation receive everyone, sorry, receive all the wisdom that will benefit them. So you can repeat that if you want to. So the affirmation was, may the younger generation receives the wisdom that will benefit them in their lives. So thank you for bringing that up, Norina. Hmm. Okay. Hello, Mukul. I am so glad to have you here. So I am going to now read a few more lines from the book You Can Heal Your Life by Louis Hay. And then we are going to wrap this session as the session is on its end, towards its end. Okay. But I would love to have you in my future live sessions as well. Actually, each one of you. This is such a wonderful space today. I thoroughly enjoyed being live today with all of you, in the presence of all of you wonderful beings. Okay, let's read some more lines. Okay, so let's see. So the author said, thank you, Norina, for typing that affirmation. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's wonderful. So I was recently reading Conversations with God by Neil Donald Walsh. So in that, there is this paragraph where God tells the author that, yeah, so there are three ways of creating, and the first way is thinking, so a thought. Then an even more powerful way of creating is what we say. So just like you typed, and then an even more powerful way of creating is, when we act. So yeah, so yeah, when we collectively thought of this beautiful thought and, sent out this beautiful affirmations, then I do believe that this is going to create some positive ripples in the universe. Eva says loves this community, and I too love this, community. I am loving this so much, and that's why I was like, I want you in my free community because you all are so amazing, and I want to continue interacting with you. So please do join that, and please message me or anything. How was your experience of the live and anything? I just want to connect with you all. Narina says, I love that the conversations with the little soul. Yeah. Thank you, Narena, for being here and for being like so interactive. I'm loving talking to you, talking to Eva, talking to Elena, every single one who I have also not named. Okay, so let me read the lines that we came across. Okay, so the line goes like, many people come to me and say they cannot enjoy today because of something that happened in the past. What we often forget, sorry, what we often refuse to realize is that holding on to the past, no matter what it was or how awful it was, is only hurting us. They really don't care. Usually, they are not even aware. I think they, by they, she is referring to other people. So, they really don't care. Usually, they are not even aware. We are only hurting ourselves by refusing to live in the moment, in this moment, to the fullest. Again, we are only hurting ourselves by refusing to live in this moment to the fullest. The past is over and done and cannot be changed. This is the only moment we can experience. Even when we lament about the past, we are experiencing our memory of it in this moment and losing the real experience of this moment in the process. I don't feel like adding anything to it because it was a perfectly worded piece of wisdom. I don't even feel like explaining it because I think you all, understand that we can only live in the present moment, right? So I hope that, you enjoyed these pieces of wisdom. You resonated with this line. And if you want to, of course, if you want to share anything from the piece I have read just now about not, hurting ourselves by repeating the past in our heads and how we can only live in the present moment, not the past, then you are welcome to. And um uh yeah, and I am seeing a lot of love amongst the community here and I'm loving it really. Um so now we will take 3 deep breaths before we end this live just to, soak in everything and let go and yeah, move back to our lives, you know, after the live session to our life. So, are you ready to take some deep breaths in? So, ideally, you can sit in a straight posture, not just stiff or something, but just a little bit straight. So every part of your body gets, oxygen, fresh oxygen. So taking in a deep, thank you, Eva. Taking in a deep breath and out. Another deep breath in and out. With another deep breath in, soak in the experience of this life and out, releasing anything that you don't need anymore. Deep breath in, soaking in this community, all this love, and out, releasing any burdens or tension. Taking one more deep breath in, savoring this experience, and out, letting go of anything that you would like to release. Another deep breath in and finally letting go of this life. Okay, so now as we have come to an end of this live, I want to thank each and every one of you who tuned in, who participated, and who donated. Thank you so much for being here. And as the last time reminder to all of you, I have a free community. You guys can message me or check the link in my bio to join that community as I put out all the recordings of each live. So I have previous lives also there and the summary, the highlight, the affirmation cards, or the challenge of the task and everything in that community. And I would love for you to be a part of that community because I really enjoyed today's session and the sense of interconnectedness and love. And yeah, and if you guys liked my meditations, then I also do offer personalized meditation. So you guys can message me or you can book like a session or something through the link in my bio, in my profile. And there's a link tree just down my profile. So you can, I would love to have you and just to create a meditation just for you based on whatever you share in the moment. And I also have like other offerings, so you guys are free to check that out. You can check out my content and things like that. These are all the ways you can support me. You can get more of me. And thank you so much, really. Wow. Okay. 108. Thank you, Narena, for bringing that to my attention. Yes. That is a very auspicious number in so many religions and in spirituality. And I'm astonished that each time that I look, like I never, in every single of my life, I have noticed that number 108. So that says something about it that, some wisdom or something is here. So thank you, Eva and Narana, for pointing that out. And yeah, I am so glad to be in the presence of all 108 beautiful souls here. Um, Eva says, what a blessing this was. Once again, my dearest gratitude and love to everyone. Yes, it was a blessing for me too to be in the presence of you and everyone of, you know, meditators here. Elena says, thank you very much, Anisha and everyone. Thank you, Elena, again for tuning in. Now I have like your profile, your DP in my memory, that mandala thing. Uh, so thank you for tuning in again. Thank you so much, each and everyone. Okay, now I'm going to end this live on 108 auspicious number. Thank you. Bye bye. Love you all and see you in day after tomorrow's live so you can like RSVP or something by checking out the events in my profile. Bye bye. Love you all. Thank you.